Passover is a big Jewish holiday, and it goes for 8 long days. During this holiday, traditional dishes are cooked and enjoyed with the family. The Passover party is not just celebrated by Jewish, but also non-Jewish. If you are non-Jewish and want to host a Passover party, then you surely have clicked the right video. Passover is celebrated to recall Jewish redemption from slavery in Egypt and Exodus after 400 years. Basically, it is a celebration of miracles, love, resilience, and freedom. To appreciate the victory, they fill the table with delicious food, and each food on the table has a meaning. Before talking about Passover foods, subscribe to our channel for interesting topics. Jews celebrate Passover with Seder. Seder is a ritual that involves family or community and discusses biblical stories, drinks wine, celebrates freedom, and eats from the Passover Seder plate. The Passover Seder plate is round in shape and has 6 compartments. Each compartment is filled with food that describes their harsh life in Egypt and their escape. Traditionally, the Passover Seder plate has 6 foods. We will list each food and let you know what those foods symbolize. Number 1. Karpas. Karpas refers to a vegetable like parsley, which is eaten by dipping into salty water. The small salty water bowl is placed on the side of the Seder plate. It symbolizes the tears shed by the Jews in slavery. And Karpas comes from the Greek word Karpos, which symbolizes the freshness of spring. Instead of parsley, onion or boiled potatoes can also be used. Slice any one of them and put it on the table. Traditionally, it is placed on the left side below the roasted egg. So in number 2, we have roasted egg. Roasted egg, also known as beitzah in Aramaic, symbolizes the sacrificial offering of the lamb at the temple in Jerusalem, and the roundness represents the continuous cycle of life, death, and rebirth. From the left of the plate, the roasted egg goes into the first compartment. Number 3. Maror. Maror is the bitter herb that can bring tears to the eye, represents slavery in Egypt. You will need 4 ingredients: 1 inch horseradish, 3/4 cup vinegar, 2 teaspoons sugar, and 1/4 teaspoon salt for maror. Combine all the ingredients and blend them until it is pure red. To reduce its bitterness, maror is eaten by dipping it in Haroset. It goes between Karpas and Haroset. Number 4. Haroset. Haroset represents the mortar used by the Hebrew slaves to make bricks. Those bricks were used for the construction of Egyptian structures. Haroset is a mixture of apples, pears, nuts, and wine. Apple and pears are peeled, then they are cut finely. Nuts and chopped apples and pears are combined, then mixed with a small amount of wine. There you have a Haroset for Passover. Number 5. Hazaret. Hazaret is the second bitter herb, which can be romaine lettuce or a leaf of horseradish or carrot plant. Just like miros, it also represents the bitterness of slavery in Egypt. Commonly, romaine lettuce is placed in the bottom compartment of the plate. Number 6. Zira. Zira is a roasted lamb shank bone that symbolizes the lamb that was sacrificed in the temple of Jerusalem on the eve of Exodus from Egypt. Some people also use the roasted chicken neck to represent the sacrification. However, the zira is not eaten at the Seder. It is refrigerated and used again the following night, and it goes in the top compartment of the Passover Seder plate. Along with all of these foods, Jews also eat Matzo. It is unleavened bread that is placed on the top of the plate covered by a piece of cloth. Matzo symbolizes the unleavened bread that Jews ate while escaping Egypt. So, can you make matzo for Passover? If you can, here is how you do it. You will need 4.5 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 teaspoon salt, 2 tablespoons olive oil, and a half cup of water. Preheat the oven in 260 degrees Celsius. Combine all ingredients in the bowl and give it a good mix to make dough. Divide the dough into 7 or 8 pieces, and then roll to flatten them. Use a fork to pick a hole in the surface. After that, place the flattened piece on the baking sheet. You need to bake it for 30 to 90 seconds. Then flip it. and bake the other side until it gets golden brown. You want to have few light brown spots on it. Get it out of the oven and let it cool before serving. And there is a rule for making matzo. You need to finish making matzo in 18 minutes to be unleavened. It is believed that after 18 minutes, fermentation happens, and according to Jewish law, only unleavened food is approved on Passover, and 18 minutes starts right after water is poured into the flour. So, set an 18 minutes timer when the water hits the flour. Along with these foods, each person at the Seder also has a glass of red wine. Each adult in the Passover drink 4 glasses of wine to represent freedom from slavery. These are the 7 main foods and drink of Passover. Apart from these, you can also eat nuts, egg, fish, dairy leafy grains, and root vegetables. Now you know the traditional foods for Passover? And if you are serious about Passover, you also have to know which foods are forbidden. Bread and other leavened grains like wheat, spelt, barley, oats, and rye come under the forbidden category. Processed foods, rice, beans, peanuts, corn, and lentils are also not allowed. Liquor like beer, whiskey, scotch, bourbon are manufactured using fermented grain and should not be included during Passover. Basically, anything fermented is strictly restricted. This is because when the Jewish people escaped Egypt, they didn't have time to raise the bread. So, people only eat unleavened grain on Passover. Actually, Passover is not just about eating traditional food, but there is a way of celebrating it. Get Haggadah. It's a book that has prayers, story, and procedures of Passover. Another most important aspect of Passover is cleaning. Do a thorough cleaning of every corner of your house. Dust, mop, and sweep each floor before Passover arrives. So, these are the basic things one has to know before celebrating Passover. Like and share our video. Stay connected with our channel.